And welcome back to part 4 of this exciting episode of Ashes to Ashes. We're going to take it off right with the crew. Sirius and Lucius, you see the ship coming. And you know it's the ship because of how fast it's flying and how it's evading traffic.
This is it, Valkyrie. Prepare yourself. I don't know if your plan's going to work. Let us know what you think we should do.
Why isn't it going to work?
It's a
Travis, status report.
It's a shuttle.
Yeah, we'll say, Travis, tactical assessment.
The Upsilon
Do you have
class.
the ship on your sensors?
I have it on my sensors, but it is unknown to my system. I have no technical specifications for it at all. According to my odds, or calculations, the odds of us catching this ship, let alone boarding it, the window of success is very minute.
So, I'm like...
she shakes her head and says, "Open it anyway. I want to take a look at it."
Oh yeah, we've got it. We've got it opening as soon as we saw the ship. It was opening. I'm gonna say, go ahead, Grod.
I would say, Travis, automate the aft gun, or whichever gun is like pointed.
I can operate the aft
we're ahead
gun.
of them, right?
No, you guys are sitting on the side of the road. He'd have to pull in front, but it's going to be very hard.
Well, wasn't that the plan?
Yeah,
pull in front.
We're gonna
right, but this thing's moving fast through traffic. It's not following traffic.
Yeah, well, initiate the plan, Lucius. And
right.
I'll. Damn it, we don't have anybody to get to the guns.
That's what you got Travis for.
Yeah, I'll tell Travis, prepare a shot.
Through the dorsal.
I'll tell him prepare a volley at its trajected path as long as you can avoid traffic. You
Now,
don't need
Sirius,
to hit it, just spray fire to slow it down for our... So we can...
You can help him by doing a perception roll check because you're scanning it. Like, you're looking at the scanners and you're like, now! You know what I mean? So if you succeed on a 3 purple perception check, you could actually give him some bonuses to his roll.
Okay, I'll do that. God damn it.
Nope. Alright, so, it's at this point that... So in the cargo hold, real quick, let's just go over this. We've got Grod and Kier standing there, and Paris is in the middle, and Cooper actually comes away from the wall real quick and is like looking out the viewports, and he's moving towards you guys. Plan B then?
We go with plan A. I'm like, I look over at Paris, and I'm like, I pull off I have my arc welder strapped to the other side, and I'm like, we cut our way in. I'm like, we just timed the jump. They're coming up fast, and I'm like, he pulls down his ascension pistol, the built-in ascension pistol. I'm like, oh, we just have to time it right. And before he does that, he puts these magnetic locks and puts the sniper rifle up on snap it up against the bulkhead, and he's like, I calm back up to Lucius and stuff, and I'm like, guys, you need to give us a heads up.
All right,
Lucius. Create a
Lucius.
distraction.
I mean,
you heard everything we said, man. They're gonna shoot a volley, and we're gonna pull in front of them. You know the fucking plan.
I need Lucius to roll me a piloting planetary against 3 purple, 1 black because the ship is much faster, 1 black because it's a larger class ship than you were expecting, 1 blue because the turrets are going to be giving you cover.
Okay.
Oh,
and I get to remove
and
those.
I upgrade my side.
Upgrade ours too.
Yep, and I'm gonna do the same. So, and he gets to take off the 2
Setbacks.
Setbacks for skill jockey, and so here we go, guys. May the force be with us.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
successes. So you pull it out in front. And I'm going to say that the threat is that you whipped out in front so fast that everybody in the cargo hold, because it's at an angle up towards space, kind of a parabolic angle. Everybody that's in the cockpit slides down and hits the ground because you pulled out fast.
In the cargo hold?
The cockpit or the cargo hold?
The cargo hold, sorry. Everybody in the cargo hold falls down and kind of gets scattered. We just
had this discussion about the bridge in the cockpit, right?
Yeah, my bad.
Oh no, Cooper's hip.
Ah! Yeah, everybody hits the ground. Equipment gets scattered. Some of you, drop your guns nearby. I'm going to say, Kier, you drop yours, but then it starts sliding towards you and you catch it. And the cargo door opens. It's like an iris. It's the same one that Dam Jam escaped from. And it's like... And Paris, who's not quite ready, is slipping, and she looks down and she sees the shuttle beneath you guys, and she's like, oh shit. And she's trying to like clamber back up to where she can get in position, but because of this, you guys might miss your window.
So Kier actually
I'm spending a dark side point.
Okay.
In order for you guys to get to position, you will miss your window. And the turret that's firing on the ship right now is just hitting deflector shield. It looks like this plan might not work. You might have to follow it up a little longer into space. And that's when everybody's looking around. Hang on. This is part of the dark side's point. Yeah. Everybody's looking around, and she goes, it's too dangerous. We'll be putting ourselves at risk. We might have to handle this the old-fashioned way and shoot him out. God damn it. And Cooper looks over, and he sees something, and his eyes light up. And he reaches for his comms, and he pulls out, and he goes, Sirius!
Yes, Cooper? Is everything alright?
Everything's fine. We got knocked on our asses down here, but, listen, I gave you everything I have. You got the money that we set aside, and you've got the list, and I have complete faith in you, but I can't live like this. I can't sit there strapped on to the side of the ship and let you guys do all the heavy lifting.
So, Kier gets an idea of what he's trying to do, so he hands him the... Are you planning on jumping?
He doesn't say anything. He reaches over and grabs the grenade that Paris drops, and then curls his arms and legs together and goes... slides right out the hole.
I'm gonna say, Grodd, catch Cooper.
Could I try?
Shoot him with the Shinsen pistol.
He doesn't have one.
Well, yeah, I got something better than that. I have a mod on my pistol.
Right.
That's underbarrel grapnel. What's it called? Launcher.
So barrel grappling launcher?
Yeah. Yep. Average range check to secure grappling hook to an object within medium range and reel in cord. They pull another character aloft, making an average athletics check.
Okay. Well, I am going to upgrade the difficulty on that because he's moving fast. But yeah, you can make a ranged light attack if you want.
But he's also like armed disc grenade, huh?
No.
He just grabbed it. He didn't know.
He just grabbed it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Trying to kill a man.
He might be trying to kill us.
Doing what he can to try to grab Paris, make sure she's secured back to the...
Dang it. Medium range. Upgrade the difficulty. And I was already going to upgrade it because of how hard it is, so I need you to upgrade it twice.
Upgrade twice, huh? All right. His range light too. That's nice.
Okay.
Oh, he got him.
So he flies out. God, I hate you guys. He flies out the bottom of the ship, right? And he's like, and he starts to free fall towards the shuttle when this grappling hook goes, chink, and wraps around. If you got threat, I was gonna make the hook go right through him, But it goes and wraps around his leg, and he's like, oh! And he's suspended now in front of the shuttle.
I'm gonna start to reel him in, and can we have the advantage be that he drops the grenade?
No, the advantage was that you didn't shoot the grappling hook through his body, or, you know, because grappling hooks aren't nice. They're giant sharp hooks made for latching on.
We pulled this old man's leg out of socket or something. He's got a busted hip or something.
As he bashes into the cockpit bridge window or whatever, you know, with the rope on him, I'm gonna say, the galaxy isn't done with you yet, old man. You've got more to give. Hang on, we've got this.
Unfortunately, he doesn't hear that because he's like in the afterwash, like flailing about, and he's like, ah! Grodd, I need you to make an athletics check. Upgrade the difficulty. It's going to be 3 because you guys are at a slant. You have nothing to really grab onto.
It's Grodd too.
So
you might.
That's just 3, right?
It's 3, and then you upgrade it.
Not the upgrade, but just 3 purple.
It's 3 purple, and then an upgrade. It's hard
We're gonna
plus
have
an
a chain
upgrade.
of people dangling from the ship by Ascension pistols.
Well, no, because I imagine if Grodd really thinks he's going to slide out, he would... If it really came down to that last moment, he would...
I ain't getting this anyways with 1 green, so it don't matter.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Lord.
you are anchored. But the problem is the force of the wash makes it impossible to reel him back in.
I'm going to just start yelling for help. You know,
For help?
Got the
He's
pistol.
like-
Yeah, just start yelling for help.
Paris is going to do something here. Hang on. Okay, so she uses her athletics to pry her way up there. She doesn't make it, but I think the advantage is she goes, Kier, and holds her hand out to Kier so that she could, like, lob him in position.
He's like, it's like he makes the dive off of from his angle to try and grab a hold of her because she's gonna try to put him in.
Yeah, you grab her arm and she's like, I'm gonna let go on 3. 1, and she's swinging you like a pendulum. 2, 3, and if this were an action movie, what they would see from the underbelly of the ship is Cooper dangling hopelessly, right? And then you just see Kier being tossed across the cargo opening towards Grodd. And Kier, you do land on the other side.
So yeah, so as soon as he gets to the other side, you hear the metal locks on his boots, like lock him into place on the. It's like he puts his arm around Grodd and then starts with the other hand like pulling on the line to try to like.
Okay, that's going to be hard because you're doing 2 things at one time. So make the same roll that Grodd did.
I'm hoping that Grodd's going to do something on his end. So.
Well, I'm going to give you a boost die. Make the same roll that Grodd did, athletics, with a boost die, but it's 2 purple, 1 red.
Okay.
Can it
actually add 2 blue? No, because you've already attempted this roll.
Me.
Right, he's helping you. But I'm actually going to give him another blue because he's secure with the magnetic boots. So 2 blue, 2 purple, 1 red. And let me clear my thing before you do anything. There we go. Roll them.
All right, let's get into it. Make sure I get the right sheet here. Let's go. Skills and it was athletics, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Even with both of you, the engine wash makes it to where you cannot pull him in.
So here is like, look, this is next to impossible. You see him like reach from behind his back and he extracts a vibro knife, reaches forward and slashes the the tension cable, and is like, "We are not bringing him back." Like, this is.
Holy shit! That is hardcore. So yeah, Cooper feels the rope give, and he's like flying towards the shuttle, and he recognizes these shuttles. These are the ones that landed on Paradise. So he grits his teeth, holds up the thermal detonator and activates it, and just goes, ah! And he flies right into the front engine vent. And you hear the engines do this really gnarly, like something's in there that it shouldn't be. And then an explosion from inside, and the ship starts to veer off to the right. It's going back down towards Coruscant.
I'm like, yeah, so we've the ramp's still down, and I'm calling out to the cockpit. I'm like, Lucius, we need to flip a 180 to the right and hard. And it's like, we got to see if we can't pull the.
Yeah, as we you know, are having, because we could see him dangling. You said, right?
They could, not you. You guys are up in the front of the cockpit. They're in the back of the ship looking down.
I don't understand this situation, but that's straight.
So here's the ship.
I just thought we were going in front of them. I didn't know we were going up above them where we couldn't even keep track.
Remember,
of
it's at a parabolic...
I understand what you're saying. I just don't understand how we got into that situation.
Again, it's a parabolic climb to the space station. So you guys pulled in front. You and Lucius are up here. They're back here at the bottom. And they were gonna...
Okay, now that I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of rear cameras or anything?
Yeah,
back
you probably you're probably looking at that turret that you asked Travis to man. I would imagine you're looking through the cameras that were installed by Kier.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, because what I'm trying to do is, you know, be able to make sure the pilot knows we need to follow this dude. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Stay with them, Lucius. It seems like they're going down.
All right, and that was even my fault again.
This is purely coincidence, guys. I did not know anybody had that as their text message tone, so when I made the comment about Sirius being an old, this is perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
The captain has given a goddamn order, Lucius. You receive a boost die.
So, after hearing that, and he just instinctually will briefly kind of cut down the speed on the engine so gravity will start to take its momentum down, and he'll whip it around and then fire the engines to keep the pace.
Now that you're going down, I don't think it's hard enough that you need to roll anything. That maneuver, that's a J turn. You know, that's pretty pretty common.
Yeah, using
Sirius, you were going to say something?
Between me and Valkyrie, can we get that hatch closing?
Yeah, I think the moment Paris sees that, she curses and then like climbs up and just hits a button, and it's like, and the iris closes.
Yeah, just for some RP, when I was said, you know, follow them, I was closing my eyes and feeling my good friend Cooper pass away from.
Yeah, in fact, I think you hear, Dad? And behind you, her cheeks are wet with tears. It doesn't look like she understands why she's upset.
I'll say, come sit by me, Sarah.
Yeah, she takes the station next to you.
So strap in. It's a bumpy ride. And now I'm like back on helping Lucius. But
Paris stands up, dusts herself off, and looks to Grodd, and then looks over to Kier and goes, "What the fuck was that?"
And Grodd's gonna say the same thing. Yeah, like, why the fuck did you just let Cooper go?
Not the time and place. It's like, this is a situation that we couldn't recover from.
We could have just let the ship go and reclaim Cooper, you know?
We had to at least try.
You didn't apparently see him.
According to my tactical calculations, Kira was in the correct way of thinking. You could tell Travis was trying to be delicate. The action in itself was a foolhardy idea to begin with. I'm sorry, Valkyrie, but it's true. Any kind of stall that you guys would have made to save Cooper could have caused a traffic collision. The ship would have gotten away. And chances are, since they knew you were onto them, they would have just hit hyperspace anyway instead of going to the space dock.
Travis doesn't. Kira doesn't say anything, but he looks over. He's like, "We need a new plan. They're currently descending now, and we need to find a way to get to them before they crash."
We still have open comms, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I don't know what's going on down there. Get to the bridge. We're following them right now. We've got a plan. We're going to rescue the doctor. Lucius, take us in. You've got it.
Roger that. And he's just going to keep pace with them until they figure out a plan. He's going to get as close as he can to them.
Yeah, so you buckle in and you turn the ship, and then as the Phoenix Rising flies in front of the camera, all of a sudden there's a very beautiful green forest world. The scene has changed. And on this green forest world, a shuttle is coming down and lands at this really nice estate. Damn Jam, you're standing on the balcony of this estate, having just, you know, overcome the loss of your sister. And out of the ship comes a coroner who's shaking his head. He looks like he has some bad news.
Doctor, what is it?
Oh, yes, well, we did the autopsy on the body like you had asked, and you were right. She wasn't dying of illness.
It was a plague, then.
He nods and hands him the report.
And Dame Jam will look over it.
And this plague in particular, it appears random, but the Trandoshans use it to eliminate the females of their targets. It stops breeding. The Trandoshans can wait the long war.
So they're trying to eliminate all of the squibs on this planet.
No, I don't think you understand. See, this plague attacks the chromosome that is unique in all female species.
You mean every female species will
on
die
the planet
off?
Will be sterile if we don't get this plague under control.
At that point, he will hand the data pad back to the doctor. He says, "Get that to Kip right away."
Roger that. Kip is already en route for a task, but as soon as he gets back, I'll give it to him.
Good. I'm going to be leaving here shortly.
I wish you'd stick
Kip's
around.
Kip's going to be in charge. Why?
I understand. He points inside the glass towards her bedroom.
And the boys are sitting there?
Yeah, and DJ's sadly playing with his spaceship, and then just kind of puts it on his bed and looks down at his hands, just not saying much. The window was open.
At that point, he'll kind of snap out of it. The pull that's pulling him towards revenge is slightly, for this moment, pulled away, and he's like, "Very well, I'll wait until Kip returns," and he'll turn around and head towards the bedroom.
Yeah, you've got no problem going to the bedroom. All of a sudden, your data pad vibrates.
And Dam Jam will, you know, as he's thinking, trying to get his composure back from trying not to want to destroy any Trandoshan he sees on the planet at this point, to getting back to, okay, I need to be Uncle Dam Jam here. And he notices it, and he'll pick it up and look at it.
Yeah, after your sister's death, you had all the communications relayed to you, and there's one coming from a guy called the Good Doctor, And it says, might be a delay. Supplies are still coming. Please don't lose hope. This cure works.
Okay. This cure works. Okay. And at that point, Damn Jam will stop. And he'll, for a moment, as he's approaching the outside of the bedroom, you know, just outside the door, and he'll mutter, I hope that the good doctor's right about this. And then he'll step into the room.
Yeah, DJ looks up at you and says, we thought you were training like you have been. With your powers. I didn't want to disturb you.
No. That's fine. I needed a break anyway. And besides, you boys are good breaks. Good distraction from all this mess. What do you want to go do, boys? Let's go do something.
TJ kind of cocks his head. Does being a pilot mean you always have to go away from family when they need you?
Not all the time. I'm not going to go anywhere for a little while, so...
I don't know if I want to be a pilot anymore. And he kind of gets sad.
After all this, kiddo, I don't blame you.
And then the screen wipes to what looks like a fleshy surface dotted with perspiration, and it zooms out, and it's Lucius's face as he's coming up right behind the shuttle.
I'll say...
All right. I'm holding it steady, guys. Come up with something quick.
Travis, analyze its course. Give us some estimates.
The probable course of this craft is that it will crash land on the surface in this 10 square mile radius.
I'll say, Lucius, get ahead of it. Keep an eye on it. And I'll...
Sirius, the comm station starts flashing. The one you're sitting at, like you're receiving a message.
While I'm listening to that message, can I pull up some sort of like rear view
from one of the turrets?
For Lucius to keep an eye on it so he can appropriately judge out where he's going.
Yep. Absolutely.
And let me ask you this, man. Do we have any like holo augmentation for our display here in the cockpit?
Oh, you mean like a 3D like war table or something like that?
Like sort of, you know, it can display information on the viewport, whatever we're looking out of.
Oh yes, yes. You can. I kind of compare it to Minority Report, but you can drag stuff up to the viewport if you wanted to, so that the pilot could read it.
Okay, yeah. So I'll be throwing whatever points Travis is giving me up on there. So between that and the points, Lucius can see, you know, where he thinks it's going to go to and stay ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Lucius will push up the speed enough not to fly by it, just more to cruise by it, because he knows he's probably got enough time to get ahead of it. And
as you're describing going underneath it.
Well, it's falling like this, like kind of just free falling backwards, right?
It's going in a nosedive, kind of. They're trying to control it, but you can see it.
Okay, so yeah, he would probably come underneath it far enough to, you know, have some clearance and then come up and...
Travis analyzes it. If we are coming from underneath, it's entirely possible that you could spin the ship around and try to use the magnetic plate.
At that point, Lucius will just get into position and start slowly turning the ship as he's getting into position.
Okay,
he's
guys.
not even going to wait for Sirius.
All right, boys. Piloting ground, daunting. Or extreme. Extreme is 4, right?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, extreme is 4, daunting is 5.
Yeah,
Why
it's
are you
4.
doing this, Lucius?
4
Are you
purple.
drunk? You're killing me.
Lucius is drunk.
It has to be
Brand
done.
new
4
ship.
purple.
We didn't even make it off the fucking
I'm gonna
planet.
give you a blue die because of all the rearview mirror stuff that Sirius gave you, and a blue die because of Travis's tactical analysis.
Okay, and I'm going to use the light side point because this is a new ship and we're... We're not going to mess
Fair
with
We
enough.
want to get off the planet eventually.
You know what? I'm not going to use the dark side. I want to see this work, actually. Holy shit!
You are
Nice,
so
baby.
fucking
Oh my
amazing.
god!
So fucking lucky. Oh my god.
I don't know, though.
I
That's
told
a
you.
lot of fucking failures that was rolled, and he still managed to pull it off. Describe this to me. I want you to imagine this, okay? These toenail clippers are their ship, right? And
Wait,
Oh.
wait, one.
you've got visuals. I don't. All of my visuals are put away, sadly.
Sorry.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
While
Come
he's
back
doing
here.
this, I see, I heard Travis and I see what he's doing and I say, and before I even have time to tell him, no, fucking don't do that, I start, trying to get the magnetic clamp activated and everything. I'm trying to get it turned on so it work properly.
So-
Yeah, I think while you're getting it turned on, you
I
feel
got
your
it.
daughter's hand, like, nervously squeeze your shoulder. She's like, she's scared.
And
So,
this is the ones. This is the one under the belly, right?
Right.
Magnetic under the belly. Okay.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There's a Gazanti right there.
Right. So as he's pulling down, he'll pull up like this slowly, and he's turning at the same time. So he comes up like this, and then just starts pushing it in slowly.
Yeah, I
Like
think with
he's
the
done this
advantage...
for before.
I think because of the advantage, Sirius, you actually have a really easy time locking onto the maglock.
Oh,
Like,
thank
their
God.
maglock and your maglock are just like, oh, kink.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. I need you to pull up, though, and recover yourself from the free fall with the added ship. It's going to be piloting versus 3 purple and 1 black, but you and black's taken away. So it's just 3 purple.
All right.
If you fail, this check is going to progressively get harder and harder until past daunting, and then you're all dead. Or you could bail. You could
Or
let go
I
of the ship.
deactivate the magnetic lock.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Exactly what I was going to say. Holy sh... So you're just like... And very easily, like... Maybe there's a moment where everybody's stomach hits their throat, but very easily it goes... And you level out.
I thought this vessel was for catching pirates, not piracy. Good job, Lucius.
Oh, that's
I imagine
why
this is what being a pirate feels like.
and he'll start to at that he'll just kind of nod and he'll start slowing it down so we can get control of it to pull it back to well, I'll just slow it down enough. He'll say, okay, where are we taking this thing?
We may not need to.
Let me ask you this, man, James. Can we go from inside our vessel to inside that vessel?
One person. The tubes that connect the TIE fighters to the bottom, for example, is designed with a ladder so that one dude can get into the cockpit.
Okay, so I'll say find a safe place to hover for now. Sarah, Cooper has passed away. I'm going to meet his killers.
Oh,
Swish
She
my,
doesn't-
swish my
And-
robes out, take my fucking lightsabers in both hands, and fucking go to the docking.
And how close to the junkyard are we at this point?
oh, you're nowhere near it. You guys are above the surface city.
Yeah.
You made short time of that smuggler's shelf, although I don't recommend going back down there with this ship. Now remember, I'm going to give you the same exact speech that I gave Dam Jam. It takes an hour and a half to get to the Madams from the surface unless you use the smuggler's shelf. So hovering right here is probably your best bet.
And he'll think about it and go, actually, this will probably be a good spot to sit.
Yeah,
Remember
so
what you need to, Sirius.
I didn't hear you, brother. What did you say?
I said, take care of what you need to, Sirius.
Okay.
So you turn around and start heading to the bottom deck, and once you're down there, pretty much everybody's like standing out of your way. Like you're normally so composed. Are you giving off a radiance that you're pissed?
Oh, dude, it's cold in the fucking area. Yes, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're pissed off, and Grick is watching you. He's down there now, and next to him is his astromech Petrie, who bleeps and bloops in a very concerned fashion, and he like pats its head. He's like, I know, boy, I know. Best to lay low. And basically, Paris sees how pissed you are, and she wants to say something, but she just waits, and she's just kind of looking at Kier and Grodd like, I haven't seen him like this.
and it's like, Kier's never seen Sirius like this either, but he just waves the Valkyrie off and just like,
yeah.
And Kier actually works his way back over to the other side of the ship and actually picks up Cooper's cane that actually got wedged in the...
Oh, the one that like skittered away from him. Right.
Yeah. And he's standing there, so he's like, he's got his hand on the bulkhead and he's holding his cane and he's just waiting to see what's going on, you know.
So I strode...
Grodd's right over... He makes like a beeline for the tube. He's ready to board this thing. You know, he's got like one hand on the door, lever, button, whatever. He's just waiting for everybody to line up behind him.
And Sirius walks right up to you, and he says, "Open it. You're with me." And as I say, "You're with me," I turn on my fucking short lightsaber, and a fucking red blade comes out.
Oh, the one you built?
Yeah, my Shoto.
Yep, I'll push the button and the things, you know, the doors like fly open and stuff like that, and like Sirius like he planned it, like just as the doors open, like he's walking straight through them, and Grodd will just like spin and be like right behind him.
Yeah, so you guys are going down. Now, are you jumping down, Sirius, or are you going to take the ladder?
Oh, fuck that. I'm jumping, dude.
Yeah.
I can take that jump.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're a Jedi. What kind of guy would I be like, oh, you might roll an ankle? And Lucius was so amazing with his flying. Like, you guys are in a deadpan hover right now. And, yeah, you land, click, with the red light being one of the only lights that's lighting up the area. And you look up towards the cockpit, and you see 4 riot stormtroopers, and then 2 officers, and one of the officers has the Moncal, like, at gunpoint. No hasty moves.
This call, buddy.
I take a deep breath as this cold, just all this, it was 4 last sessions ago where I wanted to kill Cooper my damn self. So like we've come a long way. But like this all the fucking anguish and pain and just everything terrible that's happened to the fucking crew and my family since Kessel just wells up in me as I reach up with my free hand. I have the red lightsaber in this hand, and I reach up with my other hand, and I'm gonna crush the guy's fucking hand with the Force, the one that's holding the gun. I just want to fucking crush it, like, to where it's just.
Yeah, I think
just take his wrist and just like snap it off his fucking hand. Just.
You crush it, and he's like, ah, and then the other guy's looking over. He's got a pistol pointed at you, and he's looking over at him like, what's going on? And the riot troopers turn around and look at him, and then look back at you like they don't know. They're hesitating, and then. Once the doctor notices that the grip on him has loosened, he takes what looks like this blue tube from his pouch and stabs the guy in the stomach that's got the fucked up hand. And the guy's eyes just go like really tiny as all of a sudden he's like, and he looks super drugged. And it's at this point that the doctor pushes past the riot troopers, which pull out these shock batons, and they get ready to just rail on this guy. And then the doctor kind of runs into your arms, but not like, hold me, but like, you know, he's scrambling up towards you. Like,
get me out of here.
Right. And what he did was with the monocle, he was able to see where that guy's artery was. The main artery that goes back to the heart. and he injected drugs straight into the heart. So the guy's just like... And that is when Grodd gets down the ladder, and he sees Sirius with the lightsaber, and the doctor's running up towards Grodd. And Damn Jam, as you're talking with your nephews, you have that same kind of flashback that Sirius did, where he talked you down. And you see what he's about to do. You can just tell. But you're standing there as if you're in the cockpit with them.
Okay. And at that point, seeing his being with his nephews, he'll reach out with the Force. He'll say, "Sirius, don't."
And dude, you can feel this cold pressure, man. Like you felt like 1/4 of it when you were in that room with me and everything was breaking around you, and like we found out about my daughter. Like this is the full fucking deal right now. And you say don't, and I hear it, and like my fucking expression doesn't even change. I'm still holding my shit up, and I say, "Cooper is dead." And like I don't break. I'm still like.
Yes, I know. I felt it. Don't do it. This is not you, Sirius.
And when he says that, I'm gonna deactivate the lightsaber and put it on my belt, all in one steady motion, as like this guttural just starts to well within my body.
That they don't hear the conversation that you're having, and then the other officer gets on his knees and goes, "We'll tell you anything."
And I clip it to my belt, and I raise my other hand, and I'm just gonna unleash all my pent up aggression on this cockpit as the guy like crawls underneath me. I'm just gonna shove everything in the whole fucking room,
yeah, they're all like
all the anger and all the hate, and like in my mind I'm just yelling Cooper, but like just no words. It's just as I just.
I think the windows on the shuttle blow out. Maybe one of the stormtroopers like Wilhelm screams his way out the window. But the officer gets up on his knees and he's trembling and he's pissed himself. And he's like, we'll tell you anything, okay? We're sorry. Tarkin sent us.
Does Jam pick up on this too?
Yes. Damn Jam, you are channeling, because Sirius is still pissed off. He may have blown out the Force, but he's still in that, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's more calm. You're starting to win him down, but...
Grodd's gonna point the gun at his head and say, "Why the fuck does Tarkin want a freaking doctor?"
You hear that next to you. Don't make them step closer, whatever you do.
So
they didn't hear that. He was just advising you. Don't ask them to come closer to us.
So
you said, I'm sorry, Grodd, you got cut out. Yeah, what was that, Grodd?
He said, I put the pistol to his head, to the officer's head. I'll say, "What the fuck does Tarkin want with this freaking doctor?"
He's collapsed. Something's happened. He needs him. Grodd, get away from the body.
Alright. Yeah, I'll hear that something whispering in my ear from the side, and I'll look. I'll see the doctor with his bulging eyes looking at me. And I'll step back and I'll put a hand up to Sirius to tell him you better step back too, brother.
And when you touch me, I speak, but you hear me, but I'm speaking to Damn Jam, and my hands are down, but I'm still fucking pissed. Like you said, man, I'm not radiating as much energy, but I'm still fucking pretty worked up. And I say,
yeah, you're not gonna get over it. Oh, okay, guys, thanks for talking me down.
Yeah. I smashed something.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy. No, I say, They tried to kill Kyle. They tried to kill us. They tried to set back everything we've done to help these people.
Yes, but you got a little piece of information. Tarkin is wounded. He needs a doctor. We got the upper hand.
And when you say we, that emboldens me. And when you say the upper hand, it reminds me of all the planning and all the fucking, like, because we've been putting mad work into this crew like the past 3 days, getting ready for this departure, and like that sort of snaps me back into it, man. Because I'm sitting here, the wind is whipping around, and at that point, I see, while I still feel Damn Jam's presence, I'm back in the fucking moment. And I see Grodd there with the gun to his head, and I say, yes, they're not worth our time. First order scum. And I'm going to turn my back on him. And I say, Damn Jam, we're coming for you, brother. Thank you.
And I think that's when... go ahead.
At that, Damn Jam goes, I'll find you, or the Force will lead us together. Just stay on your path, what you need to do. Take care of what you guys need to do.
You just feel that cold anger, man, like it... because he said you were there, and you could see me like every time my chest rises up, you just feel like a wave of cold air coming off me, man. Like I'm kind of pissed off.
Yeah. So, with the doctor whispering in Grodd's ear, would we have heard that over the comms?
No, the doctor, like, the comms do have some noise cancellation. Otherwise, you never hear anybody when they're talking. The doctor's like, yes, we should go now. And he's climbing up the ladder.
Oh, you know what? As I turn, I want to take the other lightsaber, my green one, the main big one that's not a shuttle. It does more damage. And I want to just, with my back turned, I want to take a swipe at like whatever control panel I can find. Not like for the door, but like whatever ship control shit, anything important I can see in their shuttle. So that way it'll be harder for them once I undo the docking clamp and they fall their fucking death.
Yeah.
Just for good measure.
I think when you go and you slice it, the wings retract into their parking, like, length.
And as my homies start to get up to the ladder, like I'm standing at the ladder waiting for them to go up. I'm gonna go up last.
You got Kier's laying down, kind of on the over top of the hole, and he's helping people up and like pushing people up to the. It's like
before like Grad will start like going up the ladder, and he could tell like Sirius is like coming down from like some serious shit. So he's gonna try to help him out. As he's climbing up the ladder, he's gonna just say, "Did I mention Sarah wants a boob job?" And just keep climbing up the ladder.
Oh, fucking shit.
And with that,
like only Grad could say that to him. Like he would say it just to lighten up the situation, you know.
And there's a fucking smile on my face, but whatever closes the hatch at the bottom, I kick it.
Oh,
instead of like using it, I just fucking give it a pretty good kick.
So you guys are
as he's.
Yeah, you guys are aboard the ship now. You could detach the magnet if you want. I think that's what you're trying to say that you're doing.
Well, yeah, I was gonna kick it to close whatever portal. So like we're not exposed to any more vacuum than we are right now, or free flowing air. And I'll hit my comm and I'll say release the magnetic lock.
Release the Kraken.
Yes, yeah. Sarah hits the button to release the magnetic lock since she was there at that station, and it detaches, and they're in free fall. And the officer's like, "Oh my god, this couldn't be any worse, and they're trying to mess with the consoles, and then all of a sudden, the other officer gets up and goes, and goes in an absolute rage and just starts beating on everybody. The stormtroopers don't know what to do. They're fighting. And the doctor sits down panting, and he's like, I gave him enough steroids to kill an elephant.
Dude, you gave Archie a heart attack. I thought that was the zombie plague, man.
Oh, no. No.
I'm like, oh my god.
No.
Coruscant, imagine if everybody on Coruscant turned into a zombie. That's like trillions of zombies, man. Like, oh
no,
my
Lord.
this
like Upsilon shuttle's falling towards the surface, and like if you could hear them screaming aboard, it's this guy's like picking them up and being like, like
James, that's where could I flip a destiny point for this? Because as Sirius is coming up, Kier takes one of his grenades and tosses it down the hole, because he realizes that shuttle falling into the surface will damage just a whole bunch of things, and he's going to try to
if you don't want to waste a grenade, you could just ask Travis to shoot it. He's manning the turrets. If That's you don't want to waste a grenade, or a destiny point, you know, it's up to you. It's rad.
I mean, Travis is good.
It's rad. Yeah. So if you want to do it, I'm all for it.
That's what. So yeah, as he's noticing, because we got Grodd up, we've got the doctor up, and I'm hearing somebody else climbing up, and I'm just assuming it's Sirius. So I just pop the pin, and it just toss it down the hole, and it kind of goes bing, bing, bing.
Yeah. So I think what happens is that he throws the officer, and he's like, ah, and then the two riot troopers are like, you need to calm down, man, or else we're gonna take you out. And they hear this, and they look down, and there's this grenade that just lightly taps their ankle, and they're like, oh shit! And debris starts to scatter everywhere.
And I imagine as we go ahead, man. I'm sorry, Nate.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I just get back up to my knees and start moving people back up to the upper level of the.
Yeah, as I imagine the Moncal doctor begins to try to speak, I put my hand on him and sort of push him back, and like my eyes are closed, and I'm like feeling the people below me in the fucking shuttle, and I'm just letting that fucking like flow through me through the force, and like all I'm thinking about is Cooper right now, and I say what's happened with Cooper?
Oh, what are you talking about?
I'll push him again.
Yeah, I'll just hold up my finger to, like, you know, just to the doctor. And I'd be like, Cooper tried to jump. Well, he did try to jump.
Grodd, I told you to catch him. I thought you had him. What happened?
It was my fault, Paris said.
I wheel on her, and I just give her this, like, fucking, I want to kind of murder you look, but I don't.
The engine wash was too extreme. I tried to help, and with all of us pulling on the rope, there was too much tension, and the rope snapped. She goes over to Grodd's pistol that's laying on the ground and shows you the frayed rope. It was an accident.
So I'm going to take a liberty at this point, if you don't mind, James, and I'm going to say that from across the room, I see Sarah sort of in the doorway, sort of looking. You know, she doesn't know if she should come in, but she's creeping, and I see her over there. And as soon as I see her, you know, she still has her fucking stuff in her, the mechanical stuff that they put in her, and I think, like, I have like flashbacks to when they had me strapped to the table, where the same place where they had her strapped, where they were doing all this terrible stuff, and like, this is the point when all the anger and rage in me just sort of breaks, and like my face screws up into like this fucked up frown. You know, the frown of somebody who's like about to cry, but like
Yeah, like that.
Crying because they're fucking pissed off. Yeah, like my face breaks and like I can't even like all my discipline is not enough to fucking stop this shit. Like my eyes are filling up and like my face is just like kind of twitching like that, and I say, "Fine, we'll make our way back to meet with the madame and set off as planned. I need a minute."
Yeah, everybody kind of lets you walk away, Sirius, and do you go back up to your quarters just to have a moment to yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I light some incense and fucking meditate.
Yeah, as you're going back to the quarters, you pass Cooper's room and you kind of look over at it.
That's when I start crying. Like tears start coming from my face.
Do you want to go in?
Stop. Nah, man. I'll stop at the door and touch it, and then like the emotions begin to well in me again, and I feel that, and but then my discipline kicks in, and I'm like, no, you need to center yourself, and I say, Cooper. And I take a deep breath and I go to light the incense and center myself and calm myself down, because I basically just murdered people. That's not cool at all. Like that's not a serious move, but
right.
My mentor just got.
I think the end of this episode is going to be, as you say, Cooper, and you slide your hand sadly down the door and go to light your incense. Maybe a sad guitar song starts to pick up, and the camera zooms out of your room and then back towards Cooper's door, and it goes through the door, and there's a noose above his bed with a data pad lit up on the bed that says, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. And then that's where the episode's going to end. So thank you everyone for watching this episode of Ashes to Ashes. And I'm glad that we tested the ship and its capabilities. I'm glad we combat tested the crew. That's what I was really looking for in this episode. And you're going to be ready to rock. Next episode, and I'm going to tell my YouTube audience this as well, we're going to start with the crates inside the ship and ready to go. So we're going to move forward a day. Or move forward a couple hours, all right? So they're already in there. But you guys are about... We're going to start off with you guys going to meet with the Hutt's people. It being the last day. But the Hutt's people have a surprise. And that's what the Tides Changes is. I need a surprise from all of you. What is the surprise that the Hutt's people bring?
I'll go first.
All right, let's hear it.
Now there's been some discussion in the past about Viatar's capabilities. The Hutts have Viatar as a means to take care of Sarah's problems.
Sarah's?
Like to kill her ass? Like what do you mean? Oh.
No, we're talking about... No, we're talking about... This meeting has to do with Grodd. I'm sorry, this is the bounty on Grodd.
Right.
That's all this is about. This isn't even the Hutt. They don't represent the Hutt. They're hired by the Hutt to go collect money.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So they're really low on the food chain. They're just there to grab the money and take it back to the Hutts. These are the three women from the bar.
I got one.
Okay, Grodd.
They have information on Grodd's brother and sister.
Oh.
Whether they're like the Hutts have them, or they just know where
so
they
like
are.
Once they get the money, they just give you the information as like a cherry on top?
Or they want like extra money, or like
I'll play that one by ear. I'll see how I feel about that. I like that. I like that. So you find out that they're alive.
Yeah. No, general,
Holy shit.
Just find out information about how
Holy shit, Grodd. Man, the last two tide changes you have come up with have been just plot gold. Okay, who wants to go next?
Spectacular. I have something if nobody else does.
Go ahead.
Now, this may be a little far-fetched, James. Feel free to shoot me down if you think so. I think this is flavored out. So, this particular Hutt, or all the Hutts, your call, are pissed off at the First Order because one of their planets has been infected with this fucking fungal shit, and they lost a lot of money, and so now they're looking for a way to strike back at the First Order, and they've intercepted some transmissions and shit that says we are the ones that they're scared of. So like, hey,
I like that. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll look at Felucia and see what's nearby and see if that works. I like that tide change, and we're locking it in, but I am going to add something to that. If you've watched Dust to Dust, you know that there's a, like, Kerrigan, Queen of Blades, leader of the plagues that is still alive and out in the universe with her little virus that she's carrying with her, so that might be... Yeah. That might be some fucking terrible shit. Awesome. I don't know if they would know if it's the First Order, though, because that was kept really tightly under wraps. You guys had information leak out to you that you were privy to.
Fair enough.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. All right.
Then they're searching Lucius? For information about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lucius has got some...
All right, Lucius, let's hear it.
All right. So there's information that they give them is for a high stakes ship race that the top prize is 10 million credits.
Oh my god. All right. It's going to be super dangerous though, but totally Star Wars. I like that a lot.
There's a race in one of the new canon books, Bloodlines, maybe. I think Bloodlines, maybe. Han Solo put a bunch of competitors in it. It's a big deal, man. You I'll find that out about you, man. That's it has a prize close to that. Stupid. It's a big famous race. That might be cool.
I like that. I like that a lot. Kier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
well, at first I was going to make it a Rancor, but then you said it was Scrubs, so I didn't think they'd have one.
Yeah, these ladies don't actually... They're hired. They're like Dog the Bounty Hunter. That's all they are. They just go get money.
They don't have a pet Rancor? Jeez, they work for HUD.
No. But the, actually, these particular... better word, I don't know, but goons for the Hutts actually had connections with the three dead bounty hunter guys that we took care of at Raoul's.
Oh, okay. So maybe they were here for money, but also here for the hit.
Right, and so they're not sure about the time frame on the hit, but they offer that as information that somebody we know would been, is being targeted on a bounty, so that we might pay them more money to find out what else is.
They might have information on it. I like that, yeah, because if you give them money, it totally makes sense. Hey, while we were here, we heard some shit. I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, thank you to all my players. These are 4 really awesome tide changes, and I can't wait because I think all of them are going to be awesome. This is one of those ones that if I have ties, I'm going to blow my brain out with excitement. So, thank you to my players. As always, Chris with Slacker Z. Absolutely love Lucius, and I love how you can go in and out from Dam Jam. That's really awesome. Want to give some shout outs to my players here. Thomas Frey. Grodd's growth has been amazing to witness, but what I like about it is it's tangible growth. You didn't just all of a sudden become sober and a prude. It still feels like Grodd, and I absolutely love that.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome, sir. Sirius, I gotta tell you, I love when Sirius gets pissed. Like the way that you describe the emotional turmoil, it's not just... well, I'm a Jedi and I'm mad. Ooh. Like, you go through such a good job at vividly explaining the hurdles that Sirius goes through and the stages. It's like DEFCON 2, And I actually really appreciate that because it makes you playing a Jedi not boring because let's face it, I'm sorry, YouTube, Seen a lot of campaigns out there. Most of you players who play Jedi are boring. Throw in the salt. Throw in the salt. You guys are all the same.
Well,
you know,
Sirius can be boring, but you got.
Well, I mean, no. Most of them are like
true. You know, you gotta,
most of them are like, oh, you know, I remember something. Oh, you know, I'm really struggling right now. So does anything happen? No, because he doesn't want to go to the dark side. And I'm like, it's nice to see that Sirius actually has flaws. That, like Luke, when he bailed to go save his friends at Bespin, you know what I mean? Like, some good Jedi just have flaws and make mistakes, but people roleplay their Jedi as they're completely losing their shit. Right. It's either they give into the dark side willingly, like, oh no, I stubbed my toe, ooh, I'm evil now. Or they're like, oh, I must control myself, oh, I'm gonna meditate. Apparently my Jedi impression is pretty close to Donald Trump. NFL players
I don't see Donald meditating, though.
He did during the Charlottesville. Oh, shots fired, shots fired. Sorry. All right, so gonna cut over to Kier. Nate, I love Kier. And what I love about it is the fact that you cut the rope. Because that was militaristically the most tactical decision to do. You know?
Less lives lost.
Less lives lost, and it was something that Cooper decided on his own, you know? But at the same time...
That's the thing, I mean, because Kier would have been the closest person to grab Cooper. And I'm like, this guy has just decided that he's...
Yeah, and you tried. Like, you tried to reel him back. You really did, but it was 2 botched rolls. But thank you to all my players. As always, this is Jarl Goats with his campaign that is turning up the heat. I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you like the video, hit like and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And until next month in October, keep your eyes open, because we are going to bring the hurt. That is for sure. I have a feeling this crew, I think the Dust to Dust crew has some rethinking. They might not just be able to waltz in here and mess these guys up. But thank you very much. Have a good one. And
welcome to waltz in. I don't know about
the mess up part. That's true.
The dance card is
See,
full.
I'm doing you guys
the
a
dance card is
favor.
full.
If I kill all your friends, then they have no one to kill to get to you. So I'm doing you guys a favor. Anyway, have a good one and enjoy. Bye-bye.